So when I heard Tom was training for the fight, I thought it was going to be the hot dog eating contest at Coney Island. And I've since learned, of course, he's been getting up every morning, running, going to the gym, hitting the heavy bag. He's dropped 50 pounds. He's taking it pretty seriously. So I had the chance to train with Tom in the backyard. We did some pad work. Jab, cross, slip, roll, body. Tom was moving great, he was punching great, he was moving his head. But at the end of the day, I'm an accountant, I'm not a professional fighter. I really think Tom needs to get a pro in his corner.
My name is Tom Rice. I'm with Island Wide Pressure Washing, and I'm here to support the Gibby Quest. I wanted to help Gibby in his quest because I thought it would be something very good for the community and also helping out others. I did have Gibby working at Island Wide Pressure Washing. I had him on the truck. It was a little rough, but he made his way through it, and I think he's going to be great at it.
Put him to work. He's going to move some ladders. He's going to be setting up the cones. He's going to be doing everything. Whatever we need him to do, he's going to take care of. And I also want him moving these hoses. That's what we really need done. Hurry up, Gibby. Get those cones down. Come on, Gibby. Pick it up. Let's go. Move faster. Gibby, I told you. The work gloves, not the boxing gloves. Gibby, be careful with the client's furniture. Good job, Gibby. Gibby, I told you, you're gonna run to the next job. Island Wide Pressure Washing can train Gibby to pressure wash and work all in the same time. Guys, get the hose out and hose down Gibby. He's gotta get cooled down right now. He worked a long day.
Earlier today, I saw Gibby getting ready to train, and some of the other boxers were here. I think he's gonna have a tough time. So Casey, how do you feel about Gibby? Is he ready for this?
You know, he's getting there. He's getting there. We're using the beat him into shape method. But the fight is one here in the gym, so Gibby's doing everything he needs to. Get out of the way of the right hand, Gib. Come on. You win the fight by dodging punches and hitting.
Do something, Gibby!
But yeah, so, you know, little by little.
Have you actually nicknamed him Rocky Balboa?
No, I don't know where you heard that. Being honest, I've never said that before in my life.
Well, it looks like he's taking a good beating today. How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel great. This is what he needs.
How is he feeling right about now?
Probably not so great, but that's what's supposed to be happening. So I'm very happy about that. Come on, man.
Oh!
He can take a punch. He can take a punch.
Can he take several at one time?
No, he can't. But we're working on it.
Keep it up, guys. You're doing good in there. Casey, just get him ready. Give him a couple pointers. Maybe get him out of the corner.
Yeah, I'm trying.
He's got great to the head. Don't forget he's got ribs to break too, man. All right, more body punishment. Good stuff. All right, step back. More body punishment, man. Then hit him to the head, all right? He's got no defense. All right, punish him. Yeah, hit him harder. Come on.
Swift, here's 20 bucks. Hit him good, all right? Hit him nice.
People, it's Paul. Too Swift. Let's go. Gibby's fighting style. Gibby being a southpaw has great advantages, but he's not using all of them. He's missing out, he's not moving his head, so he's getting hit with that right hand a lot. He's circling the wrong way, but those are things that we're gonna fix, especially being the ring with me. Southpaw killer. I'm gonna keep hitting him with that right hand until he starts putting that foot on the outside and using those advantages of a southpaw. Gibby's footwork in the beginning was trash, okay? 2 left feet. It's like he's in the mud. Now that we've been working with it, it's getting a little smoother. I'm seeing the movement that we're incorporating. I'm seeing a lot of that sliding and that dancing, that fluid movement that I was teaching. It's starting to work now. So he should be a little more fluid now and a little light on his feet.
Go ahead, guys. Let's go. Swift, give him some movement, man. Let's see a lot of movement. That's it. You got the aggressive, man. We got to be smart. That jab. That's it. Nice. Look at his body. Come on, slow him down. Let's go. Come on, Berg. Defense. Get off the ropes. Now punch back. Let's go. Come on, get your jab out there. You're all right.
Do you think he's got any talent whatsoever?
Talent and hard work together make great results. So the hook has been coming a long way. At first it was not so great, And now that I've been showing him a lot, he's been putting more of a C movement behind it, so it's a lot more fluid. It's not perfect, but it's getting there.
Do you think he's even gonna have a shot of using it in the fight?
I think so, yeah. He better throw that left hook and keep that right hand up. He'll be all set.
Do you think Gibby has any talent?
Talent? Yeah. He'll be all right. He puts in a lot of work. He'll land the shots.
Talent? Absolutely not. He's working on it, I'm helping him out. But, no.
Not too bad, gentlemen, not too, whoa! Standing 8 count.
I was able to clobber Gibby because he deserved it. I'm a prior service Marine. I'm taught to kick ass and take names, so I did so. Just because he had his hands down. Comes back to the talent. He's not so talented, but we're working on it.
Nice. Don't get too big. That's it. The ball you got with your hands, somehow slow down. Nice. That's it. Press. Good. Nice.
How do I feel about beating on someone that could be my grandpa? I mean, I just hope he doesn't break his hip or anything trying to hit me. The Gibby beatdown was really fun. I finally got to let loose and get some revenge on people older than me.
I mean, yeah, Gibby's twice my age, but it's like he's asking for it. I mean, he loves getting hit in the face, and I enjoy doing it.
Gibby has improved so much since the first time I saw him spar in the little ring back there. Now he's actually in the big ring with guys that have been doing this for decades, so it's really great, and to say that he's improved is an understatement. Gibby has improved so much over the course of the last couple of years just because of the amount of confidence that he's gained throughout it. I think that sparring with the guys and working with them in the gym has just really made him start to believe in himself so much more. Sometimes I think that I come in the gym a lot, but the truth is that Gibby is here so much more than a lot of the other people that come here. He's always the first person in and the last person to leave, and I think that says a lot about his character and about the boxer that he truly is.
That's it. Nice, Victoria. Keep hitting them. Victoria, so we can dodge them. Nice. Or block them.
The Gibby beatdown was unique to say the least. I don't normally enjoy beating people up, and I definitely didn't enjoy it this time. I could do it any day with my siblings, but it was just different with Gibby, and I wouldn't recommend doing it ever again.
Why are these gloves not on yet? Are we either here to train or are we here to drink tea? Time is money, Gibby, time is money. This should be done way before I get here. You are gonna get your ass kicked, man, because you are not serious. Now it's time to get serious. Are you ready to get serious? Yeah. Are you ready to get serious? Let's not waste time, man. I'm Richard Knoll. I'm the principal attorney, trial attorney at the Knoll Law Firm. We're located in Syosset. We're personal injury attorneys. We represent accident victims. We try to maximize our financial recovery and put them back as best we can to the place they were before their accident occurred. I gotta tell you, when I worked Gibby out today in various aspects, and especially on that stationary bike, listen, I spend a lot of time on a stationary bike, especially in the off season. I am gonna push him so hard to the point of breaking. His legs are gonna be screaming, his lungs are gonna be burning, but he's gonna learn that his body could do so much more than his mind will let him believe. This is the time train. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. This is where the rubber meets the road. Come on, a little girl could do better than you. Push, push. I want to see something. I want to see something. All right, cut back. Easy, easy, easy. Breathe. I want to use that stomach. Use that stomach. Use that big stomach. Breathe. Someone's going to be pounding on you. Go, 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 go. All right, now, easy, easy, easy. Catch your breath, catch your breath, catch your breath. The Knoll Law Firm wants to be part of and is proud to be part of the Gibby Quest. We want to help him train, get the word out there, raise as much money as possible so that Gibby can be a winner in this regard, and the Knoll Law Firm loves being part of a winning team.
I've known Tom longer than anybody else, and I've watched him grow over many, many years, take on challenges and continue to learn. How do I feel about Tom getting punched in the face? Like any mother, I'm apprehensive, but I know he's trained and I know he's well equipped to do the best job he can. Well, when Tom goes into the ring, he's going to know I'm praying for him to come out standing up, proud, and whole.
The reason this fight for charity has different meaning is because it's been delayed for so long and the charities haven't received the money that we normally gave them. And after 16 years, they counted on us. Now we get the count. So I boxed in 6 fights for charities. The advice I would give Gibby is bring it. Let his hands go. Use all his training. Gibby, bring it because it's coming out.
I am Casey Erickson, the owner and head trainer here at Two Champs Boxing. When Gibby came to me first and told me he wanted to fight, my reaction was, I may have laughed at him a little bit, and I didn't take him as seriously, only because, not just because he was pushing 300 pounds and 57 years old, but because he was saying it from a place that was not ego-driven. Usually when people tell me they want to fight, it comes from a place of ego. Gibby had a huge smile on his face and was very enthusiastic. I knew he didn't really know what he was getting himself into. Since then, he's proven to me that he really is ready. He really does want this. He supports everyone on this team. We joke around a lot, but everyone here supports him, and he is dedicated. He's been working. He really surprised me. He surprised everybody in here, and we're preparing for him to do his absolute best. He's gonna do great. He's been working hard in the gym. It's gonna show in the night of the fight. So the name Two Champs Boxing stems from my coach, Chris Padilla, teaching me and turning me into a champion, and then me teaching others and turning them into champions as well. And my goal is to have the cycle continue. It starts with one, and then the next champion learns from the previous person. And that's what Two Champs Boxing is all about. The first time Gibby came into spar, he did very well. He was very overwhelmed with emotion, and which is normal for someone who's never been in that situation before. But he was able to gather himself, collect himself, and even though he got very tired, he never quit once. I never ever saw any quitting him once, and that was the telltale sign of something I look for when someone steps in and spars for the first time. He passed with flying colors. Gibby is going in to this fight against an opponent who has way more experience than him. We are at a disadvantage, but something we have in our corner, and I know we have in our corner, is hard work. He is here every day giving everything he needs to do. He's doing his job, no matter how much experience that other person has. If he's not working as hard as my guy, which I'm not sure he is, maybe he is, he's gonna need to, because we are coming ready. He's coming strong, dedicated, and hungry, and I'm hoping that that makes up for the lack of experience he has. This is gonna be his first experience. I think it's gonna be a good one. So I've been coaching people for a lot of years, a lot of different fighters, and you know, one thing you always look out for as a coach is what are the reasons this person is fighting for. And I can't recall training anybody who had better reasons than Gibby does. It's been very, very humbling to see a guy, even later in his life, come into something like boxing and embrace it with open arms, have fun, because at the end of the day, we are not getting paid for this. We're amateurs, we're in a sport, and this is something we have to love. It's a passion. Not only that, the reasons he's stepping in the ring for charity, it's also helping other people, and I wish that there was something like that around when I was competing. And for Gibby to let me be a part of that, to let the whole team be a part of it, he's really captured our hearts. He's really captured the gym's energy. Two Champs is honored to be a part of this whole night, this fight, and watching Gibby train, get knocked down, get back up, get hit, get frustrated, keep going. I mean, he has this ambition about him that's not coming from a place of anything malicious, anything dark. It's coming from a place that's coming really true to his heart, a place where he really wants to help and inspire other people, and I think that is the best reason to get in the ring, and it's been an honor to train him and see that along the way.
When I showed Gibby some weight training exercises, the first thing I like to do, and I do this with everyone, is I try to emphasize good form and execution of the actual exercise itself. Basically, I call it no bad reps. So I just basically watched his form and taught him how to do the exercises correctly, which took me about 12 years of learning myself when I started as a kid. So. Gibby picked things up quickly right away. He's got a good knack for that. He picks up his boxing skills right away, and he picked up the weight training 1, 2, 3. So he can do it himself now.
My name is Mike Big Truck Amari. I've been training with Casey and Chris here at Two Champs for about 12 years, even predating Two Champs. Because of the amount of experience I have training with Casey and training with, I've had a couple of fights and I've done some amateur fighting. They tend to put me in with newer guys when they spar for the first time. So I can work with them a little bit and kind of help them get the best out of the sparring experience. It's not just about getting beat up, it's about learning something from it. And the first time I stepped in there with Gibby, I was impressed actually for someone who was stepping in for the first time. He had a sort of enthusiasm about him that you sometimes don't see the first time someone walks into sparring. A lot of times people will hesitate, they're a little timid with it. Gibby took to it pretty quickly. He had a lot of things he needed to work on, but he approached it with the right mindset. So it's interesting because about 6 months after we started sparring, I took Gibby aside and we talked a little bit about how he's been coming along. We were breaking down what I've been seeing in the ring with him. And the areas I saw the most improvement was he was getting way more confident with putting his combinations together, and he was starting to get his emotions under control a little better. It's still something, even today, he struggles a little bit with, as most boxers go into the first fights do, but he was recognizing it more, and he was getting into that right mindset of, okay, once I get flustered, go back to my basics, go back to my standards, get that jab out there. And he was implementing that more even 6 months in. I was able to point that out to him to kind of show that he had already made a lot of progress in those short months. So we're about a week and a half out from the fight, and it's interesting because Gibby's opponent has changed. He was going to be fighting someone who was a similar experience level as him, that is no fights whatsoever, and now he's going to be fighting someone who has about 6 fights under their belt, way more experienced. And while that can make you a little nervous, it can be cause for concern, I'm not too worried about Gibby. Gibby's had a lot of work with really experienced guys in here. Guys like myself who've been boxing for 12 years, Casey who's had more fights than I can even count at this point. He'll be fine because he knows what he's getting into because he's worked with those experienced guys. I mean, hey, I just did 5-6 rounds with him tonight and he was throwing down with me and moving with me and he was keeping his head in the game in there. So I'm excited to see what he does in the ring in about a week and a half. It's been inspiring watching Gibby work these last 30 months or so. Not just because he's kind of grown as an athlete, because he has. He's grown as an athlete immensely, but because of why he's doing this. This is not just someone getting into the ring because they want to go and test themselves and throw down with someone or because they're mad with someone. Honestly, I started because I wanted to test myself. I wanted to see what I could do. With Gibby, it's partly that, but it's also he wants to do something for charity. He's not just going and writing a check. He's not just going and doing a fundraiser. He's putting his body out there. He is putting his skills on the line to show how committed he is to the charity that he's working toward. And I think that is more admirable than probably anything else that we've been able to do in here with him. So it's really been just an honor to work with him.
Hi, I'm Tom Gibson. I run a company called Interchange Business Organization, and we bring businesses together to help them facilitate and grow their businesses through networking and business development to enhance relationships. So we are known as the Relationship Network. When I was first approached to do Fight for Charity, it was actually several years ago, and I didn't really feel I was up to the task. I had no interest in getting in the ring. The reason I did it was I was 265 pounds, and I thought if I turn around and tell everybody I'm doing Fight for Charity, there's no backing out, and I have to go forward. The reason I decided to do Fight for Charity beyond just the idea of getting in shape was, they're a community-oriented charity for helping families and people on Long Island. After you raise your first $10,000 for the charity, 50% of everything else you raise can go to a charity of your choice. So I went out there and I looked for different charities, and I ran into Jamie Lynn, who has a charity called Imperfectly Perfect, and they help kids with congenital heart disease. And it's all about mind, body, and soul, nutrition, fitness, being able to go on. And the last thing she had said to me was that they're about making friends. And when she said that, that kind of caught me, because someone near and dear to me, had trouble getting friends because he had his own disability. So the idea of working with her was to make friends. I made it my mission was to get in that ring and fight for friendship. So not only am I doing it, to get in shape, but I'm actually doing it because I want people to have friends, and I know how important that is. I'd have to say the first hardest hit I got was Devil Dog. He's a Marine and he likes to hit people, and he gave me a nice clip. The other one was when I was sparring with Big Truck. He caught me over here in the liver and dropped me. And the worst part about it was the entire sparring gym was here that night, so everybody got to see me go down. And the coolest part about it was, I knew because they were there I had to stand back up, and I did. And that to me, meant a lot. So I'm glad that I was actually able to stand up after taking those hits. My biggest struggle in this entire endeavor is sparring. Believe it or not, getting knocked down is a lot easier than sometimes having to hit other people. So I got to give a lot of credit to a lot of people, because it's something I've had to overcome. And Truck yells at me all the time, take the shot. You gotta hit. That's why we're here. And that was probably the hardest thing for me to learn throughout the entire quest, was it's okay to hit when you're in that ring. This has been a long journey for me, and it's been a long journey for a lot of other people. Like the academies, you can't thank everybody, but there's, starting off with Joanne, who she feels like she's the boxing widow. I haven't been home for night after night after night. 6 nights in the gym, it's getting a lot. The people from Fight for Charity, especially Jeff Cohen and Elisa Wick, who I think, really unsung heroes. Jeff, many times I'd be leaving the gym and, he'd be like my therapist, talking about everything that's got to go on. So the people from the Fight for Charity and all of them. I look at this gym, every single person at Two Champs has cheered me on. I mean, when I got knocked down in that ring, they were all standing there. I stood up and they were like going, and part of their cheering me on got me going. The fact that Casey, he took me under his wing. I don't think he actually believed the day I walked in the door I was serious about this. And he said, look, if you're really serious, I'm gonna do this and I'll work with you. And he's put his heart and soul into everything that I've become. You take, Russ, his dad, who worked with me with all the weightlifting. You take Truck, who, took a lot of beatings from me and didn't beat me up coming back and let it go. You got, all the different people from the sparring, and I don't want to miss anybody, so I'm going to say all the other people from the sparring, Devil Dog, Bulldog, Emmanuel, Nicole, all people I got in the ring and sparred with and really showed me along the way that I could do this. There's not a person here who hasn't been right by my side during this journey, so I want to thank all of them. And one of the last people I want to thank is, I know it sounds corny, but I want to thank my mom. When I was 17, she kicked me out of the country. She sent me halfway around the world for 4.5 months. And people are always amazed. Your mom kicked you out of the country when you were 18. And when I came back, I asked her why. And she said, I knew you could do it. What I needed you to know was that you knew you could do it. And when I came back, I was a different person. And she's always been by my side. I picked my fighting name as Gibby. And I come to this gym and they all call me Heisenberg. And it's because I wear my hat and my glasses, and I think they know that I got the grit, and I'm just gonna keep coming. Tom Gibson, this has been my Gibby Quest.